Welcome back to Brupeg. We've been playing musical wharfs, shifting the boat around so that we can get some work time on her in preparation for Damon arriving to do the electronics. So the next logical step is obvious really, sand and paint the entire deck on Brupeg so that we're ready for our first major project. More on that at the end of the video. Brupeg was a sunken fishing trawler that was stripped out and ready for the scrapyard. She's just completed a 10-year rebuild that's brought her back to life. With the help of volunteers and funded by our Patreons, community and subscribers, she'll be crewed by passionate people from around the world. If you'd like to be involved and support the project, please consider joining us on Patreon or subscribe to the channel. There's a link in the description below.
We're sanding and painting the side decks and we're hoping to get to the back deck as well. It's one of those jobs that was pushed down the road so we can keep going. So we've got a few hours today, so we're going to try and do that before we have to move tomorrow off the wheel first. Such a great spot. No other boats here right now, but we had boats surrounding us last night. It's a nice feeling actually, being around work boats. It's really cool. So Dame's just sorting out the paint cupboard, which we're going to have to clean out and get rid of at some point.
Cupboard of death.
Yeah. You can see here, this is our work clothes. This is how we organise it. Dame has his and I have mine. Workbench. Yeah, so we've got a bit to sort out on the deck. We didn't need to do the tidying up and the prettying up to get the jobs done, so we haven't till now. So I'll just show you. It's a bit of chaos. The cat's up in the studio right now behind a shut door because we're doing some needle gunning and some sanding, and it's pretty noisy for her little ears. I've done this front of the side deck up here. I'm about to do this part here, and then I'll come around. I'm going to do the sides as well. This is how we have our little dinghy sitting beside us up there. We just jump off through the gate and onto the dinghy. Yeah, so we've got a wee bit of sorting. Whoop, cat's out for a minute. Hey babe. Alright, we'll keep going. Got a wee bit to get through today. We've got about 12 hours of work to do in about 6 hours.
Yeah.
So as always we're
Something like that.
We're up against it.
Yeah.
A few months ago, Damon and I found a kayak online, a little river kayak, really cheap. It's really stable. We want multiple forms of transport on board so that people can come and go from shore as much as they want. So this is adding to our little collection.
As they say in the Navy, you can either hear the boat rusting or you can hear someone with a needle gun. Needle guns are a great way to deal with rusty, flaky bits of steel like this, and then you can put a good coating of etch over top. Right, down the side, needle gunning is complete, so that just needs to be sanded now, but that's ready to go. Over the side here, just did a bit of sanding and a bit of chipping, any bits she finds, but she's pretty much sanded from the front of the boat down to roughly here. That's pretty good. While that's happening, I'm going to get into these, so you can see these little tags and stuff from when we welded this hatch back in. Got to grind those down and then just give a flapper up and make sure that weld is no sharp bumps or anything like that. So we'll get that skimmed ready to put some rust kill on that, so we're not worried that this is rusting. We put a bit of rust kill on it and it turns it into iron phosphate, which is a nice hard compound for the Jodomastic 90, this etch here, to bite into it. So let's get that bit done. So I'm just getting rid of these bits of paint that during a job somewhere on the boat someone's dropped. Just got to chisel them up before I finish sanding along here. Then I'm going to be doing along here on the railing. Just going to sand that. We're going to get a coat of paint on there, tidy it up a little bit. We might go dark, I think, on there, and this colour on here. So front of the boat, Jess has been working her way down with this cream. So this cream is Jodomastic 90. It's a epoxy based etch. Just going to delicately squeeze my way down here. So anywhere that's bare steel or anywhere that's light on the paint, she's gone through and sanded everything, so it's all ready to be coated. So just going through and giving that a thorough coat, and then we will start working over top of that with a bit more etch and actually some sand that goes inside the etch, and then we put our top coat over top of that. All of the stuff that's been from around the boat, mostly out the back here, so we've cleared this because we need to sand this whole surface. So we can get some paint down on this, and we also got to get our beams done. So I've taken down our nav lights, for example, so there's nothing on that beam. Same over the far side there, and then this one down here. So we need to go through and sand these beams and get those painted. They're looking a bit awful at the minute, and then once we've done this half, we'll drag the workbench over, and that will allow us to basically paint underneath it. So Jess is in the last wee bit. She realised one part wasn't sanded, so she's just down there standing up. And then the sides are getting painted, so the sides have had their first etch, so you can see down there there's patches of etch all over them. So first etch is down, just about to finish the first etch on that side. She's got half of it done, just the last third of it needed a bit of a sand. And then yeah, my job is onto this back deck.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight.
This morning's job, we put this paint down last thing last night after working all day. Jess and I are both completely shattered. I got off lightly, it's just my knees, back, arms, fingers, elbows and shoulder that's really sore, but Jess's entire Jess is sore. She's not stopping though. Oh, thank you. Heat gun, need that for another job.
Sometimes stop.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll stop this afternoon once we've had a meeting with our project people.
yeah,
Then we'll probably crash and lay horizontal for 3 hours.
yeah.
So the schedule is, the marina has given us this berth for 48 hours. This is the commercial berth and we can work on here. We're so grateful because the fishing guy came back early where we were. So we've been playing musical chairs now for a while in the marina, but it's because the commercial guys are all in using their berths. It's just that time of the year. So we're going back to our original berth now in the main finger of the marina, and we're going to go on an anchor to finish the painting. So we've got heaps done, but we've still got a bit more to do.
You might notice yellow, so this is an undercoat etch and the floor, etc. So this is basically an undercoat etch that we're putting on this morning to get the boat.
So Trev's coming over at midday, high tide's midday. Trev's coming over, he's going to help us go into that berth. They've given us the big one, thank goodness. The other one's really tight, we don't like going in there, so that'll be a little bit less stressful. But the big timeline is our project should start in 2 weeks. So we've got a lot to do to be prepared for our first proper project.
This is the keen for project hand rubbing.
Yeah, I'm just sort of going through my head as I'm talking all the things as you do. So because we're at the end of the 48 hours where we can do messy stuff, we're a mess. Stuff is everywhere. But that's a good thing because we've needed to get a lot of these things done. There's so much that we've got to do that we haven't got to over the years, and we need a couple of weeks just cleaning up and spot painting and re-grinding stuff and fixing stuff. So we're going to squeeze that in. But right now we've got the project happening in 2 weeks. That'll take a week, and then we'll tell you about that soon. And then we are getting prepped to go north, and we're going to go up to different ports up the coast. And we've talked with our patrons about where we're going to go, and we're putting a poll out in the next couple of days to confirm everyone's happy, and then we'll announce where we're going. Ooh, so it looks like we're getting there. But while all of this stuff on the channel and doing episodes every week and dealing with everything that we have to make this work, we've still got to do the boat work, and there's just the two of us at the moment, and it's a lot of work, and both of us are pretty tired. So head down, and we're doing that. Trevor's due midday. He's going to help us move the boat back into the berth, and before that we've got to get squared away here, so we'll get back to it.
This paint that we're putting on is called Jodomastic 90. It's a high build epoxy etch paint. So both the grey and the yellow are exactly the same paint, just different colours. So don't worry about the colours being a bit funny. We use this paint wherever we've got bare steel or we need to get a thicker, higher build of paint.
We had some good news. We went and spoke with Brett at Bundaberg Port Marina, and because no other boats needed the space, he gave us another 24 hours. We really appreciate it, Brett. Thanks. So we're going to go for it. We're going to try and get as much done as we can.
Just got back from a town run, and Jess has got a fair chunk of the way down this side. So that side deck is done. Pulling this back. And then over this side here, she's done basically the same up there. Kind of see it up that direction there. The noise is a boat getting loaded up with ice. Okay, so we've got about 7 or 8 hours of painting, sanding and or cleaning all mixed together. So Jess is going to get the last little bit of sanding done on that steering hatch there where our steering rams are. I'm going to pull that up, just going to sand around the edge. We're going to etch that. Then I'm going to start cleaning all of this area here. So I'm going to acetone the roof down on both sides because we're going to get our first etch coat onto this roof. And then while I've got the etch out, I've got a wee bit up around that doubler pad up there that I need to do, so I'll get that done. Once that's done, we'll get the etch over onto this roof, then we're going to get the etch onto the deck. Then we've got 6 hours to wait, so we'll do some editing I think during that time. And then we're going to be doing top coat tonight, about 6, 7 o'clock at night. We're going to top coat this roof here, and then we're also going to top coat the deck second, just in case we get any drips from the roof come down. We can basically paint over them with the deck top coat. So, bit of a process, quite a lot of painting, a lot of time. Do list, get that done today. Jess has basically striped out pretty much the whole roof. So striping essentially is going through all of these corners. So the reason we've got weird colours, yellow and grey are exactly the same paint, just a different colour, and it's the colour is light enough on both of them that we can overcoat it with our top coat and it won't matter. It's just that we had yellow mixed up, so that's why we did it. Yeah, this is called neutral grey. This is the colour of the final coat, and this is actually the colour of the deck. So you kind of see the two side by side. But Jess has been pretty much working solid the whole day. She's done like twice as much as what I've done. I've been zooming around getting parts and doing all the easy stuff, and Jess has been painting the whole day and cleaning, like acetone and all of the prep and all the awful bits.
There's a lot to do, isn't there, anyway?
Oh, there's so much to do. Man, it's looking good though. Like, it's looking really good.
I think I've got everything. Do you want to see anything?
No. Oh, that road there, just that. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. Painting's happening. The boat is just chaos. So everything that was sitting on the back deck is basically either living in here or out on the wharf out there or on the ute.
Down the moon and give that to stars and sun are separated, rainbow colors.
You better start moving and feel the music. Get your groove on and let it use you. When you feel the fire and you know it's right, pure desire, just hold on tight. Get up, down, move around, get down on the ground, get high and touch the sky. You know the reasons why. Just dance. Come
been a busy few days. Right, that still needs to be painted. We've got our first yellow undercoat down across everything, but we've still got to do a couple of top coats. So it's going to be yellow around the rim so that it's bright and visible at sea, and it's going to be grey. So this same grey that's on the roof, neutral grey, that's going to be our colour, and it's going to have rubber in it, so it'll be a rubber grippy deck type stuff. You'll see that later. So I'm about to paint. Jess has been crashed out for the day with a possible broken rib or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm on medication, so. Yay.
The accident that Jess had, when we were alongside the wharf itself was quite tall. It was up about here somewhere, so to get up and down we had to climb up on the side, get onto the, holding the roof, get onto the wharf and so on. When we were painting the deck out the back here, we had to clear everything off, so a lot of the gear went out onto the wharf. You might have seen that in some of the images and so on. So we had a whole bunch of parts up here, and at one point we had to bring some parts back. When we were moving the boat, this exhaust shroud, so this is a big stainless 3mm shroud. It's quite heavy, it's quite long, it's pretty awkward to maneuver. I was up on the wharf, Jess was on the boat, I carried it across and gave her one end, and then we started to bring the second end down onto the boat here. And the problem was, as we did that, Jess was backing further and further up, and she ended up sort of forgetting that this hole was here, falling down the hole. She obviously slipped. The shroud acted a bit like a pile driver, rammed into her chest and jammed her against the bench here. The bench grinder is a bit sort of spiky and unflavoursome, and essentially crushed her rib in there. So at the same time she kind of buggered up her foot as she sort of fell down with like a bit of a random twisty type thing, and at the same time smashed her ribs against something quite unforgiving. And whilst all of that was happening, because she sort of disappeared and the tension went off what I was holding, I ended up sliding on the slippery deck over on that side because we haven't got any of the grip down. So all of it coalesced into Jess getting a bit of a smash against the bench. So the doctor's been really awesome. She's had an x-ray and they're lining up a CT scan as well. They don't think that there's any major fractures, but they think that there's possibly some like maybe micro fractures or some like soft tissue damage, that sort of thing. So they're going to be doing a bit more follow-up. She was in an extraordinary amount of pain for the first couple of days. That's why we thought it might have been broken ribs. However, she's still in a lot of pain, but she's also doing a lot of resting and being pretty much dead still. She's not doing anything physical around the boat if we can help it, and it seems to be making a huge difference to her recovery. So we know it's going to be a while before she's back up and running again, but at the same time, we kind of know what we need to do in order to get her back up onto her feet. We want to introduce you to our first major project. We feel completely unready to do this, but when has that ever stopped us? Project Brupeg is partnering with the Australian Navy Cadets here in Bundaberg, Queensland, and will be training cadets on Brupeg as part of their maritime curriculum.
The Navy Cadets in this part of Australia don't have regular access to seagoing vessels with similar systems found on larger ships, radar, navigation, inboard engines. So after 6 months of discussion with the Navy and our patrons, we are able to donate time on Brupeg and support the training of Australian Navy crew.
This collaboration is something that we're really proud of.
We will be moving Brupeg onto the local Australian Navy wharf known as the training ship TS Bundaberg.
And we'll share all of the details of the project next week.
Thanks for supporting us. This is what it's all about.